Hey, it's Naomi Lynn, and it's Friday, which means it's another Firefighter Friday. We're here with Kevin Kalk of the Barneveld Fire Department. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So what first made you want to be a firefighter, got you interested in firefighting?
Well, a lot of my family members are in the fire department, so that kind of got me interested at a young age. And growing up, we always had to go to Grandma's house in the village, so every time the fire whistle blew, you always ran down the firehouse to see where the trucks were going. So I kind of got an interest at a young age. So as soon as I could join the fire department at 16, I did.
Wow, at 16?
Yep.
So if you don't mind me asking, how many years?
I've got 17 years in the fire service.
Wow, and
yep.
you're a chief, right?
Yes. Yep.
So what does a chief do differently than just, being a part of the firefighting station,
There's a lot of paperwork that people don't see. There's a lot of politics involved. Sometimes you got to play the political game a little bit, but and you got to pick up the slack. I mean, you can delegate as much as you can, but if it's not getting done, you got to do it yourself. And you got to be the team leader. You're in charge of the team, so if something goes wrong, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for everybody. And the biggest thing is at a call, you got to make sure everybody goes home back to their family. That's your job, to make sure everybody goes home safely.
That would be a very difficult job. Definitely a lot of pressure on every single time.
Yep.
You're also involved with Believe 271. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, Believe 271 was started in Barneveld by Brian Healy and Brian Palmer back 3 years ago, I think. They were looking for board members. I was brought on as a board of director for a couple years, so I helped them with setting some things up. They were really the brainchild behind it, but I just sat on the board of directors for a couple years with quite a few other people and helped run some fundraising and do some other things and stuff like that. I have since gotten off the board. I needed to commit a lot more time to being chief of the department, so I wanted to commit more to that because there's a lot of other people that could take a spot on the board and get some other fresh ideas.
Right.
So.
What does Believe 271 do?
Believe 271, they help out volunteer firefighters and ladies auxiliary in Oneida and Herkimer County with life-threatening illnesses such as cancer, maybe a major heart attack or some other life-threatening illness. They give financial assistance, it's pretty neat. It's a great organization. I know they do a lot of fundraisers around.
Yeah, so, I've heard about it so many times.
Yeah, they've the last I knew, gave out $100,000 in that ballpark to like 30-some recipients.
Wow. With
people fighting cancer and other illnesses. So
such an important cause.
Yep.
Do you have a memorable moment, something that sticks out in all your years of firefighting?
Yeah, quite a few. There's some good and there's a lot of bad. I know I've been a part of a few code saves, worked at the team, had some great EMTs working together. We had a few code saves. But some of the things being from up north, it's a small community. Remember last year we did a vehicle rollover where the driver was trapped in his vehicle and we ended up cutting him out. And a couple weeks later, I ran into him and his wife at the diner having breakfast, and it meant a lot when he came up and shook my hand and said thank you. So that was pretty neat. I mean, you kind of see full circle.
That gave me goosebumps. That's awesome.
That was pretty neat. There was another incident last year. We were called to a woman in labor. Just prior to our arrival, the mother-in-law had delivered the baby, but we were there, we helped load her up in the ambulance, so that was pretty neat, especially because the year before that we were in the same house for a code that didn't turn out so well. So kind of got to see things full circle there.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're not fighting fires and working at the fire department?
Other than my normal career, not much.
What's your normal career?
I'm a highway maintenance supervisor for the state DOT.
Okay.
So I'm pretty fortunate I have a job that allows me to go to major incidents during the day and stuff like that, but I mow my lawn and try to do a little kayaking and camping, but that's about it.
Kayaking, I'm on board with that.
In my spare time, I am also a hands-on fire instructor for the State Fire Chiefs Association, so I've traveled all around the state teaching for other firemen and stuff. I really like that, so I don't have a lot of spare time.
It doesn't sound like it.
No.
But that's cool that you actually teach as well. Like, that definitely shows passion. Is there anything you wish people would realize or, understand about firefighters or their jobs?
Well, I think Bill said this last week, but I think people take advantage. They don't really see what goes on in the volunteer fire service. They just, when they dial 911, they expect you to show up and with 20 guys and everything else. they don't understand that it's volunteers. You're leaving work, you're leaving your job, you're leaving your family, and you're giving up a lot of things to be able to do that for training and everything else. They just bank on that you show up.
Right.
So I mean, if I wish the community could understand that a little bit better. But other than that, it's just there's a lot of training to it. There's a lot of time commitment, and it takes a lot of time away from our families. So that's the worst part of the job.
Well, first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come down here and talk to us, and for all that you do, not just as a firefighter, but all that you do in the community, and still having a full-time job on top of all of this. We want to thank you and recognize you for all that you do and feature you for this week's Firefighter Friday.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.